welcome.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here. Oh my goodness, how surreal.
Absolutely. This is very exciting to have you here. And also, I just want to say, too, thank you for what you're doing to raise awareness and create community. My mother is actually a breast cancer survivor, so I appreciate everything that you're doing. And thank you for being here to share your story.
Yeah, thank you.
So I know there's a lot to talk about, so why don't we jump right in? So at 37 years old, you were diagnosed with breast cancer. Huge shock, because you're incredibly healthy, right? And
yeah,
please.
Yeah, definitely a shock, but also kind of not really, because I did find a lump a year before. I was like, really liked breast massages, and for some reason, one spot I was like, oh, it feels so good right here, and my boyfriend noticed it. Well, ex-boyfriend at the time. Hi, text me back. Just kidding. And then I went into the doctor for a cold, and I mentioned it. I was like, oh yeah, while I'm here, this thing. And he didn't even feel it. He just kind of dismissed it and was like, all women have lumps. It's just part of being a woman. And a year later, I met my OBGYN, and routine checkup, she found that very spot. And it was that thing where I was like, no, not the spot. And yeah, it was that moment right away. Get a biopsy, crazy weekend, found out the next Monday.
And I imagine, too, that obviously you want to jump into treatment right away. So the treatment that you went about was very aggressive, right? Tell us a little bit about that, please.
Yeah, well, I went through 16 rounds of chemo. I had a double mastectomy. At this point, I've had 6 reconstructive surgeries. I've had an oophorectomy, which is getting your ovaries removed. Yeah, it's been wild, and just learning how to cope with it and finding your ways.
Absolutely. Well, I think something that is super palpable and everybody can just really understand is that your energy is phenomenal, right? You came out here and you couldn't help but, right? And I love that you say that you danced your way through cancer. Explain that to us.
Yeah, well, I love dancing. My mom owned a dance studio. I was little. Pitter Patter Dance Studio was what it was called. So I grew up in dance, and so any ways I could, I threw dance parties while I was going through chemo. I just wanted to be surrounded by energy and also all the different feelings that you feel through all of this. It doesn't have to always be super happy. I was like bawling at one point, like just thriving on the ground, just moving around.
Absolutely. And see, what's beautiful about this is you're able to take these experiences and create community and also ways to help other people that are going through the same thing. You now have a digital series on EllenTube called Good Support. So please explain to us what that's about.
Well, during the pandemic, I had to go in for treatments into the chemo center for follow-up stuff, and I noticed these tumbleweeds. It's just empty. Nobody's there. And so I use this app, Marco Polo. I don't know if you know it, but it's an app where you can do video messaging. And I reached out to them and asked if there's a way I could do a group where I can just send a link to people. And so that way, you don't have to be at 8:00 p.m. on the Zoom, no matter what you're feeling, or you can sit in a chemo chair and just watch a bunch of people just talk. So you just talk on your own time, and you share how you're feeling, and then other women can join in and tag in. And so I just created this community. Now there's 300 women in all different groups, and it's just called Sisters, and we are all there for each other, because no matter how much you try to understand, no one really knows what you're going through unless you've been through it. Absolutely. And so you really need that connection.
Absolutely. That's a beautiful thing. We can clap for that. Yo, you can watch.
The digital series is me talking to some of those girls in real that's not the show, is the Marco Polo. The show is a round table like this, and I'm talking to some of those women from the show, and we talk about everything from treatment to different types of implants, PTSD, dating after cancer, what not to say, what to say to someone that you know that's going through it. We go through it all. It's a really vulnerable experience, and the women are wonderful, and I can't wait for everybody to see it.
I love it, y'all. You can watch full episodes of Good Support on EllenTube now. Now, after this break, Angela and I, we're gonna raise some money for an incredible cause in a really fun way. All right, we'll be back. We're back with Angela Trimbur, and we're about to play a really fun game. But before we do that, please let everybody know how they can get in contact with you if they need that support that we was talking about.
Yeah, so these support groups are still active. So if you know someone that's going through treatment or who already has been through it and is a survivor, they can reach out to me on my Instagram. It's @Angela Trimbur, and I still am organizing them. And it's really a really lovely good thing to have. So just let anybody know and DM me.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right. So all month long, we're partnering with Hologic for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Now, since early detection is critical, be sure to get your annual mammogram and ask your doctor about the Genius exam. It's a more accurate mammogram that is clinically proven to detect more invasive breast cancers. And this month, we're raising money for Rad Aid. They're a nonprofit helping women in medically underserved regions of the world to get the health care that they need. Now, Angela, since both of us love dance, I thought that we would play a game and raise some money for them in the process. Okay, so here's how we play. This game is like a hot potato, but with dancing.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So we're gonna take turns doing whatever dance comes up on the screen behind us, right? When you hear the ding, that means the other person's turn will start, and we'll have to freeze in place until our next turn goes.
Okay,
Cool?
okay,
All right,
okay.
here we go. All right, when the music stops completely, the game is over. For every dance we do, Hologic is going to donate $1,000 to Rad Aid. All right. I'll start us out.
All right.
Woo. Okay, let's go. All right, you know what? We're gonna round that up to $10,000.
Wow.
Love it. Let's go.
Woo!
Love it.
Wow.
Well, thank you so much.